Yo, good morning everyone. I have a few announcements to make. So we've got some with the homeless, some with the food. So what happened is that now what they've done is they cleared the coppers, they're chucking shit in the food. Now Chinese are telling me that shit and that's got bugs in it and stuff. So in your stomach that's actually bugs and shit eating the food and that. Then it goes into your bloodstream. So bugs like to eat bugs. So that's why sewage in the water and shit in the food is good as well. Then you end up nicer looking. So then that's that. So, but going back to this, they've cleared the coppers. So now they chucking shit. The Chinese said that this food still goes mostly for cops. So there's still even Chinese chucking shit in there now. So that's good for ya. And if it's for the cops, then that's just that. But I'm telling Chinese that a lot of the shops, the black fellas buy it as well. Yeah, I smell my shit this morning. I had to do it there. I ate shit for sure. That's not my shit. That I stunk. Is then this is good for ya. Then for the Chinese fellas, I wanna say that cops that lot of the cops that is stuck with it. I couldn't have helped being cops than that the Chinese is the same thing. We know that this is a collateral damage can't be done for you or anything like that. So basically, I just wanted to say that that's the same thing if you're not fighting in a war. But I want to just say that. So that's this. So with the homeless, a lot of roommates is not happy. However, if you doesn't want to pay rent and you living somewhere, then you can get the roommate easier now. They saying that he couldn't have got sex now because he had guys staying there and he was having sex with the guy for a room and that. So there is this coming up now. Then I have saying that this roommate saying that if he has a housing commission that has to stay for free and that he couldn't have made anything of this room here and that. So that's what a lot of roommates says. Then so I have those. Then now with clearing the streets and that, I doesn't really want, like, if homeless drop the value of the land, that if he sees bums sitting around and shit, then basically I doesn't want the value of the land going up much at all. I want it to go down. These properties here, man, that's too much land, and then if it's like, then he couldn't have built much, and that if they too expensive, that I want people to buy two of them if they cheap, not just pay money for one. They have two houses and two units. And stay here and stay there. I most probably be getting 3 or 4 up here, ends up, but that's mostly to store cars that I want here. Then the other thing is, if you are a couple, then if you doesn't feel like staying with the beach tonight, then you can go somewhere to go by yourself and that. So we have these. So the Chinese chucking shit in food as well, so the shit will be in all the food now, and sewage that he's saying that would have been better off to just leave cops chucking shit in there, because now they have to do it. So now there is other cops, they chucking shit apparently again, or some shit. Then now what these other cops are doing, they buying it out, so has to chuck it into everything. So that's there now. Now lots of people are saying if he's cleared up all the homeless, then now they're killing and shit there because is no one around, and that then some people saying that they're scared to go through there because there is no one anywhere around now. That's what they say. Then homeless service is saying they leaving some on the street and that, so they don't run out. So this can't be done because he couldn't have had cans on the street, so that they got some there, right? So homeless service, I want to transfer it into the service for the broke fellas. So that's that. And that's basically mostly that. Then now it's also gonna have lots of Chinese food coming. So in China, that they starting to kick me out with all the food because for the Chinese government and that thingy. So basically that all the food that Chinese make, man, like even biscuits and everything like that, that the Chinese is selling this to each other like to themselves, and that even biscuits, every food, anything food that they basically Chinese are sold food to each other there, all of it. So if I'm trying to get 10 million ton of this, then Chinese are selling all the food to themselves and to some other Chinese. I doesn't think that doesn't sell a lot to other Chinese, that mostly to themselves, but the lot of the food is getting sold that that's basically a lot. All the food is sold basically a lot. That's why there is no food business. And Chinese are said that he's buying this really cheap, and then if he doesn't sell any of these, then no Chinese is gonna have any money. Then what I am trying to do in China is, if it's too much food, that I want to do it so it's all sold and give more money, so then Chinese are chucking food. Because at the moment he brings it all here and I doesn't have any sales on anything in China. So I've got the low prices in China and everything, just hasn't got the quantities now. However, if it's all this food is there, the quantities has to be lower, is what I'm trying to say. So that this is like a he couldn't have done it here because they jacked the prices up, and then if all this food now they say is gonna have to take this food overseas and dump it in China, so they couldn't have been sold to each other, then that's all this. And the other thing is, I've lifted the wage up, that they hasn't left the unemployment benefit up in China. Then I forgot about it, but I wanted to raise the unemployment benefit in China up as well to any amount. What I like to do is that this minimum wage is because this is how much you need to live. So unemployment benefits should be just slightly less than that. However, they end up saying that I'm here basically for 200. However, if it doesn't work, then they kill you. So you here to stay alive, man. And unemployment benefit is because you need this much to live off. And then the prices with the with the homeless and anything that's spent, I want to move this money through the economy. So basically that summarizes everything. So the Chinese welfare has to go up, man, and I need this food on the market in China. If I lose this food, then the money goes down, and then a lot of Chinese is gonna be broke and that. Because if he doesn't sell this food, then he couldn't have done anything else there. So unless I doesn't want to move this food outside China, man, I want to do it that so it stays in China. Otherwise, that now if all the food has to be 10 million ton, then I'll end up with that much product everywhere. If the Chinese doesn't sell it to each other, that's gonna be flooded food everywhere and not enough in China. Because the Chinese, I hate all that. The Chinese, they hate it all, man. Yeah, and it's all too small and shit in China. He's saying there's not enough in there, and that's all too small. Doesn't like these small servings and that. There's nothing in here. Everything's too small, as well. That's what they're saying. So that's all I got now. So food, shit in all the food now. It's good for ya. And if it's for the cops, then that's it, man. That's all I've got for the morning.